It is almost Christmas, and I just oiled a nativity scene while singing Baby Shark, because that is what happens when you go on road trips with kids. We were all happily exchanging songs when my friend's eldest suddenly shouted, "Stop it! I hate that song!" And because we all know and understand his auditory sensitivity, we could respond appropriately. The road trip continued being a lot of fun. It could have gone very differently. And that got me thinking about many of you who are entering the noisy, busy Christmas season with children who have auditory sensitivity and the challenges it holds. My name is Anri-Louise Oosthuizen. I'm South African and occupational therapist. And today we will be looking at auditory sensitivity and the Christmas season. So our sensory systems work similarly to a cup. As the cup fills up, it reaches a limit where it spills over. Similarly, we can tolerate a certain amount of sensory input before we reach threshold and our emotions spill over or we begin to feel out of control. Auditory input often comes with a loading. Now, for me, when I listen to Baby Shark, it is a drop in the bucket. I can listen to it the whole day long. However, listening to house music fills me up fairly quickly. And I will reach my threshold because of the specific music I'm listening to. We are often very familiar with our children's auditory triggers, such as the sound of a vacuum, a dog barking, going into a noisy building. But we don't always pay attention to the auditory input that gradually fills up the cup until the cup overflows. If a day is full of high loaders, the cup will overflow quicker than when the day is filled with low loaders. If my child enjoys Baby Shark but doesn't enjoy house music like me, and they have to go to a family event where house music is continually playing, they might reach threshold much quicker than they would if they listened to Baby Shark the whole day long. Over this holiday season, we want to manage auditory sensitivity with 3 steps. ACE. Attune, create calm, and plan the environment. Attuning is all about being aware of what happens in our own auditory system and in that of our child. What are their high loaders? Is it a specific song, a specific sound, a specific radio station? Is it when we are chatting and having conversations? What fills up their cup quickly to make them reach that threshold? But simultaneously, what fills up our cups quickly? Because maybe Baby Shark calms your child, but it is a high loader for you, and it creates tension in your nervous system. Our children respond to the load and stress in our nervous systems as much as they respond to the environment. If we are not protecting our own state of calm in our attempts to calm our children, that stress becomes part of what they are mirroring. So let's say Baby Shark calms your child but stresses you. Maybe there's a different song, something midway in between that can calm your child but you can also tolerate. Creating calm is not about meltdown management, but it is about decreasing the number of meltdowns by deliberately adding calming input throughout the day to support our children and our own system. Once we have attuned and become aware of what sounds or silences our children find calming, we can add more of those into the day, and we can also add those at strategic times. For example, If your child finds a specific song calming, you can listen to it on repeat on the way to a noisy family function, calming their system before they arrive at the noisy, loaded place. Things like deep touch calms the system. So giving hugs, giving a shoulder squeeze, letting your child hug a bear or a pillow, those things can create calm throughout the day. And rhythmic movement creates calm. So going for a long walk, sitting and swinging forwards and backwards, jumping up and down and up and down and up and down on the trampoline, those things can be built into the day. And it's like it empties the cup so that there is space for more. That brings us to E, plan the environment. Often in the holiday season, because of all the busyness, we can get into reactive mode where we don't pause to consider the sound implications of the activities we are doing. Taking a minute to pause, consider, and plan enables us to have a more sound-regulated holiday experience. And we want to do this through sound breaks, if we need, sound blocks, and sound silence. So sound breaks are when we take gaps or pauses in the middle of noisy or sound-loaded events to help the system decompress. Maybe we are at a family function and our child gets overwhelmed by the noise. Every 15 minutes, we can do a quick break. Let's quickly go and look at the butterfly in the garden. Come help me in the kitchen to pour a glass of water for Grandpa. Let's go to the bathroom. Oh, I forgot something in the car. Let's go fetch it. By having moments of being outside of the sound before dysregulation comes, our children are often better able to cope with the noise load and the sound load of the holiday. Sound blocks is when we limit or decrease the amount of sound that our children are exposed to. We can do it by driving to events in silence or driving to events while playing the type of music that creates calm. We could do it through headphones or earphones, and the headphones and earphones could be silencing or sound blocking, but they could also be playing a white noise or a particularly calming sound, limiting the environment sound and creating a space bubble for our child to be in predictable sound. Another very powerful way of sound blocking is sound repeating. Playing the same song or movie over and over and over again decreases the sound load because of its predictability. So in the holidays, listening to the same song, music, video on repeat can be a very good strategy for blocking out extra load and noise from the environment. Another handy tip is to have a buff scarf or earmuffs available to quickly put on the ears if the environment is getting too noisy. And then we want to remember that we could be silent. We don't have to talk. We don't have to sing. There can be moments where we just silently sit next to each other and page through a book, because silence is calming. It takes away the load of noise and it just allows the nervous system a moment to reset. Happy holidays! I hope you have a lovely festive season, and remember to ace it. Attune, create calm, and plan the environment.